Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, Ladbrokes Cox Plate Day, the 23rd of October. Following on from an excellent day's racing a week ago, the fields this weekend are more than acceptable, with 4 each-way betting affairs on the 5-race card and some 40 acceptors down to do battle. The first local race gets underway at the mid-afternoon time of 2:50 p.m, while the last is scheduled to go at 5:25 p.m. The opener is the Ladbrokes Trobus Maiden Plate for the non-winners and is our only 1,300 metre race of the day. And in the opener, my numbers are 8, 6 and 7. 4-year-old mare number 8, Zip Lane, really knocking on the door for Gary Lafoe, and Paul Shire's in the saddle as he has been the last 3 starts. A fourth, a second and a third, her last 3 outings. The last one of those was behind Sweet Chevelle here on the 2nd of October. That was 1,100 metres. The step up to the 1,300 metres I think should suit Zip Lane. She's Trobus eligible for this Trobus Maiden, and I think she gets the chance to break through. Number 8 on top. Ahead of number 6, Son of Uhtred from the stable of Ella Clark. Almost a fairy tale start for Son of Uhtred and Ella here on the 2nd of October, just caught by Sweet Chevelle on that occasion. Jared Todd takes them out again. Up and trip, that's probably my only question mark against Son of Uhtred. It was 1,100 last time, this 1,300. I'm not saying she won't or he won't handle it, but it's the only question mark I have, but certain to run well again, I'm sure. And then for third, number 7, Kick It Baby, Wayne Davis for Phil Cole. A last start 5th. That was in Class 2 company behind the smart Mr. Monaro. So coming down in grade, I think is significant, and I've got it into run 3rd. In the opener, 8, 6 and 7. The second's the Mindle Beach Casino Resort Handicap. This one for the 0 to 58 gallopers over the 1,100 metres, and the numbers here are 5, 4 and 7. Tricky little race, I thought, but I'm going here for number 5, Trebler, trained by Gary Clark. Gary had a good day last Saturday, winning 3 races, and Jared Todd in the saddle. He rode a double here last week. Trebler has won some 5 races now from 34 odd starts, and this is the kind of race that you would expect Trebler to be competitive in. Good third last time behind our Sustar. Drops back in trip, hasn't won at this trip, in fact has only raced once over the 1,100 metres, but that said, I didn't think this was the strongest 58, and I think Trebler's a big chance. 5 on top. To beat number 4, Sweet Chevelle, the last start maiden winner for trainer Joe Banks, and Jerry Noski retains the mount here. I thought it was good winning last time, beating Son of Uhtred over this trip of 1,100 metres. I think the connections are a bit keen on this horse getting up to 1,300 metres, but it's 1,100 this week, and I'm certain Sweet Chevelle will do the connections proud again. And in for third, the fresh runner, number 7, Extolment. Adam Nichols aboard for Emma Steele. Good to see Emma with a winner last week, overruled, winning in her colours. He's won 7 races, Extolment. He's fresh up here, hasn't raced since Cup time. And I just thought a quality galloper on his day, back in this grade, fresh up, he could make his presence felt. So in the second, my numbers are 5, 4 and 7. The third's the Karen Brown Fine Art Handicap, another sprint event, this one over 1,000 metres, for the benchmark 76 gallopers, so the highest graded race of the day. And a really good little field here going around, the 7 of them. And my numbers are 3, 2 and 1. Number 3, Syncline, I'm going to allow another chance, trained by Gary Clark, of course, and Paul Shires goes aboard this week. He's drawn the inside gate. I thought it was a bit disappointing last time on the 11th of September behind Eastwood. There's no Eastwoods here, and I'm allowing Syncline another chance, even though this is a pretty strong race in which to compete. I've got it on top. Number 3, to beat number 2, So Stoic, Chris Pollard trains, and Jess Gray, the WA apprentice, who's won a race here at the last couple of meetings. Good to see Jess back again. Claims the 3 kilograms, and I think that's significant. Takes So Stoic's weight down from 59 to a very manageable 56 kilograms. And when he carries that sort of weight, he's always competitive, loves the trip. He's won 7 times over 1,000 metres, and his last couple of runs have been really good. He won here 2 starts back when ridden by Dylan Stanley, carrying 56.5, and then last time out a good second behind Exact Replica. That was on the 28th of August. He comes here in a fairly fresh state, and I think he'll be hard to beat. And then for third, you can't leave him out of multiples. Number 1, Niwand, of course, a place getter in the Palmerston. He ran second to May Amin on that occasion. Hasn't raced since. Trained, of course, by Jason Manning. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Got a bit of pudding to carry, 61.5 kilograms, but he's a class act, and you can't leave him out. So numbers in the third, 3, 2 and 1. The fourth's the Ladbrokes Handicap, the trickiest race of the day for mine. It's another 1,000 metres for the 0 to 64 gallopers, and a tough one here, really is. Numbers are 1, 5 and 3. Going here with number 1 another bit. Could have a good day, Gary Clark again. And Jess Gray claims the 3 kilos here. Takes another bit's weight from 60 down to 57 kilos. He was a winner during the Carnival on the 28th of July, day 6, and then finished third on Cup Day to Silver Melody. Hasn't had a run since. He comes here fresh. Hasn't won at this trip, which is unusual. I thought he certainly would have had a win over the 1,000 metres, but he's had a 2nd and 2/3. But I think in a fresh state from barrier 2 with the claim, hard to beat. Number 1, another bit. To beat number 5, She Shines Bright. Racing really well for Pat Johnson. She's won her last 2, has the 5-year-old mare. Vanessa Arnott continues the association here. Last started on the 11th of September. That was a good win, and followed a previous win on the 4th of September. So Pat's given his little mare about 6 weeks between runs, but I'm sure she'll race well again. And in for third, number 3, Asahi Bearing. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd aboard. Better run last time behind Pembroke Castle when finishing 2nd. A lot of pace in this race with the likes of Aridana, Faith and Love, Asahi Bearing, another bit. They'll go like last week's Pay. It's a really tricky race, but I'm settled on 1, 5 and 3. The last, the Sky Racing Handicap. This one over the 1,600 metres for the 0 to 70 gallopers. My numbers here, 2, 4 and 1. He's a specialist at the mile, number 2, Fort Knox. He's had 11 starts over the trip for 7 wins. Jared Todd and Gary Clark, the combo. As I mentioned, I think they could be in for a good day, the boys. And Fort Knox last started here over 1,300 behind Pembroke Castle. That was on the 2nd of October. Finished 5th on that occasion. Stepping back up to his favoured mile gives him a big chance. And I've got him on top. Number 2, Fort Knox. To beat number 4, Looking For You, trained by Phil Cole and Wayne Davis in the saddle. Last start winner here, over 1,300, beating stablemate Max Away. He's up in grade, Looking For You, but he's a quality galloper. Did have a trip to Cloncurry recently and unfortunately failed to get a run in the Cup. So by all accounts, the horse has returned to Darwin, working well, and will certainly give plenty of cheek here. And in for third, number 1, Royal Rumble. Jerry Noski takes them out for Tayan Halter. Up and trip, that's the key to Royal Rumble. He's last 2 or 3 runs have been over shorter trips, back to the mile. He'll be right in the finish here. Numbers in the last, 2, 4 and 1. Best bet of the day comes up in the first. We'll get the money early, hopefully, in race 1, number 8, Zip Lane. Race 1, number 8, Zip Lane. Well, the best roughie comes up in race 4, number 2, Canton Kid. Race 4, number 2, Canton Kid. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. And our next meeting here in Darwin, of course, is Lexus of Darwin Melbourne Cup Day, the first Tuesday in November on the 2nd of November this year. The acceptances for that fixture close on Friday week in fact, so we'll produce a Top End Track Talk edition that day, so you'll have all the winners hopefully nice and early in advance of Melbourne Cup Day. Until then, good luck and good punting.